everybody, Dauntless here, and welcome back to Space Quest: Decisions of the Elders. Now, I am stuck on this planet. I am Jerry Wilco, not Roger Wilco, and we are trying to find a hook for this rod that I have in my inventory so that I can try and grab the head of an axe. I will say there is one thing I find kind of interesting. There's sound effects in some areas, but not others. This is something I didn't mention in the last video. There are sound effects, but only in like these two areas. And I get, you have you're in the jungle and stuff, but I think the plateau would benefit from having just a little bit of sound effects. If you're gonna do sound effects like that, like an ambiance, I would almost suggest making sure you try and you put in ambiance as much as possible then. That way, you don't end up with suddenly these scenes where it's just dead silent. Because then, I start to think, is it like really this quiet in this area? But, it's one of those things. But that's just me. Let's see. A hook. I need a hook of some sort. So let's see. An idyllic little waterfall. You can't touch the waterfall from here. Alright. You attempt to say something to the brook, but it doesn't stop bubbling. Funny. Okay, so the good news is this. There's only about 4 areas to look at. 5. Okay. I'm starting to sound like flip-flopping here. No, there's 5 areas I can go to. There's the one space over to the left here. There's this one, the one to the right, the cave, and the cliffside. So, so wherever the hook is, it's in these areas. So, is it in this area? It's a beautiful tree bearing some red fruit. The H2 molecules are looking forward to the nearby roller coaster called Waterfall. I do like some of the dialogue here. Like, that was actually pretty funny. I like that. Ah! Well... Up is obviously not the way to leave this area. Well, fine. I'll just head back into the cave where there's the emotional piano music. Somewhere up there is the peak of this mountain. 2 trees dominate this dark area. What a nice secluded spot. Ah, I miss Julia. I miss Julia the individual! Then pick up pace and find her. Can I... Yes. Do you really have to use your inventory on anything you catch sight of? Yes! You poke around in the bush and find nothing. Haha, gotcha again. No, you didn't get me. I knew there was nothing in the bush. Why did you poke around then? I knew it. Because you never know! Ugh! The shadow in this area gives the bush a blue color. That's a fascinating little aspect. An empty knothole. 2 trees dominate this dark area. Okay. I was about to say, the hole in the tree might serve as a simpler safe, but you prefer carrying your inventory items with you. I was about to say that having that kind of a joke, do you miss her, or is that really Space Quest? But then I remember, yeah, they had a woman with 3 breasts in Space Quest 1 VGA, so yes, they absolutely Had that sort of joke in there. Oh my goodness. How am I gonna find this thing? It's just another stupid bush. It serves no purpose. Where am I gonna find a hook? I'm gonna like just purposely walk back and forth over those things. You see an ordinary boulder. Right. Stop wasting your time and mine. So... It's a hooking situation, right? Like, how... Maybe I can try climbing a different tree somewhere. Maybe there's something else. Don't even try to climb this tree. Without aid, you wouldn't go very far anyway. No foolish pointing and clicking. Whatever. You like to pet trees because they usually don't rebuff you. Amazing, those two leaves have the shape of a heart. Wait, are your eyes deceiving you, or is this a glint between those two leaves? Oh my goodness, really? Okay, you push the two heart-shaped leaves aside. Okay, you take the shiny object. This is a fishing hook with a short line attached to it. Evidence that some primitive people inhabit this planet. If they can produce sharp hooks like this, they might be able to produce more dangerous metal tools as well. Binding the hook on the very end of the cane, you create a lovely new tool. So, okay, so they were talking about those three leaves right there. It wasn't the three leaves, it was that one little heart-shaped one right there next to it. Oh, people. Okay, you angle for the handle of the axe. The hook at the end of your cane becomes entangled with the stick, and here you go. You put the handle into the stuck axe. Applying the lever rule, you manage to get the axe out of the tree. The handle, however, slips out of the axe again. In case you really want to cut or chop something, you will have to think of something to solve this problem. You dip one end of the axe handle into the resin. You insert the gluey helve into the rusty axe. Well done! But it's just a provisional solution to prevent your axe from falling apart. If you want your axe to be ready for use, you will need to fix it even better. It doesn't need gluing. Oh, does that mean it's dull? You have successfully inserted the handle into the blade of your axe. Even though you use natural power glue, the handle still wobbles a bit. Huh? Yet another shot in the dark. That's what the whole series was about, was making shots in the dark. Enough pushing here. Like, everything in Space Quest was literally a shot in the dark. That's all. Stop going and trying to... Your handle looks fixed, but it's not. You would lose the handle before the blade reaches its target. Am I supposed to jam something in there? Quote, let's don't and say we did. Unquote. Maybe I can shave... Oh, wait. Can I use it to... Yes, because if I can get a piece off, then maybe I can use it to jam... Man, I'm starting to hate this narration they've gotten here. Like, I'm sorry, but holy crap. Every single time I try to use something on something else, it decides to... Don't hurt this tree. Or what? You don't need to stick your axe into the smooth boulder and wait for some medieval chosen one to retrieve it. Like, every time I'm trying to do something, it's like punishing me for actually trying to solve puzzles, it seems. Like, it's always making fun of me. I know the original games made fun of people. Be honest, you are an ice stock sportsman, right? Or you read it in some stupid sports magazine anyway. You put the axe into the water and wait for 24 hours. The dry handle of the axe absorbs the water and broadens. Great! So the darn axe is finally ready for use? Yes, if it were not for the rust on the blade. It's a high-quality axe, if it were not for the blunt, rusty blade. Whew. How do you fix rusty blades? Oh, wait! The smooth rock! Your axe does not need to become acquainted with this little smooth rock. Yeah, it does, because you can use it to sharpen it. Yeah, it just feels like every time I try to do something, the game is like, yeah, look, why are you using this thing on that all the time? Why are you trying to use stuff on other stuff? You take advantage of the roughness of the stones that surround the fire pit and grind your axe. So the bloody axe is finally complete now? Thank you, I'm glad he has dialogue that fits. No, it's not. I'm kidding. You've produced a robust, sharp, handy axe. Congratulations, Jerry. Oh! Like, I know in the, Space Quest 5 and 6, they really hammered on the player a lot. But I don't know if it was quite this type of hammering. Like, it just feels different. Like, using your fine axe, you chop the vine with a single blow. Okay. The vine feels quite stable. At about halfway down, the rope loses its structural integrity. Will it hold until you reach the ledge? You did it. You safely reached the ledge. You are not strong enough to climb up. Excuse me, I work out. Okay, but the end of that vine looks really unstable. If you want to risk that it breaks, then go ahead. And I'm keeping you off just once. Oh, really? Finally, I'll have a death scene. Okay, it's your decision. Before you stress the vine with your full weight, the auxiliary rope rips. You are now holding the end of the rope in your hand and decide to keep it. Fine, don't kill me off. Just, first touch, then enter. In this case, you can skip the foreplay. What looked like a small alcove behind the waterfall turns out to be a fully grown cave. Bravely, you are walking on. It's getting darker with every step. A few more meters, and it's going to be pitch black. The movie? No, the cavern. Look at this. A signpost in the shape of a heart. What looks like a heart-shaped engraving is actually a flat heart-shaped stone, which is wondrously attached to the rock. With your legendary prestidigitation, you manage to detach the heart. And the mystery of how the stone has been attached to is also solved with a chewing gum. A chewing gum? Right, surprised as you are, you keep the dried out hard old chewing gum and throw the beautiful heart away. Excuse me, wouldn't it be wiser to keep the heart instead? If this were a game of wisdom, would you be its main character? So is this matter argued out then? You keep the stone hard gum and throw the heart away. An empty brass bowl is sitting on a holder attached to the wall. Need more evidence that this planet is inhabited? The inside of the bowl is enameled, thus matte. The vessel is being lit up by the single sunbeam that found its way through the waterfall. There appears to be a little hole at the bottom of the bowl. You try to grab the bowl, but it's held tight by the holder. Maybe you should keep it where it is. This won't get you anywhere with the bowl. Wait, is that the gum? Oh, that's the torn up end of the rope. This gum is way too hard. You could plug it into the hole, but the bowl wouldn't become leak-proof. Well, let's use... It takes other fluids to soften this dry gum. Disgusted, you put the rock-hard gum into your mouth. 1 hour later, you spit out a perfectly softened chewing gum. Your jaws are hurting, but this was worth the experience. Okay, I was curious if they'd actually have me do that. Excellent idea! You seal the leaky bowl with your softened chewing gum. A bright crystal is hanging from the ceiling. You can see your own reflection in its shiny surface. I know what they're gonna do. You can't take this bowl by force, and you don't need to. You can feel the matte coating in the inside of the leak-proof bowl. So am I able to get further in here? You are entering an even darker part of the this cave, and ouch! Knock your head. Ouch! Twice. Okay, so I can actually get up here. Oh, come on. You cannot reach the crystal. That's why I have this, right? Actually, you don't need to modify this crystal. It's already perfect for your purpose. Yeah, I kind of suspected that that's basically what it is. I'm gonna have to reflect the light. A few more steps and you won't be able to see your hand on front of your face. Sorry, pal. This is a no-go until you bring some light. Okay. So what I'm going to have to do is get something to clean out the inside of the bowl. I wonder if that, if the rope can be used. It said it was absorbent, right? I'll look at it again once I get out here. It's the torn end of the rope. While the end of your rope was solid, this part is soft and porous. It feels like a dry sponge. Yep. Okay. You wet your rope end. I feel like there's more little double entendres in this game than I was thinking. Okay, you wring out your wet auxiliary sponge. Fill the brass bowl with water and create a sophisticated reflection. Good thinking, Jerry. The passageway should now be bright enough for further investigation. Since you are tired of carrying around wet things in your pants, you decide to dispose of your rope end. Hey, the guy actually said something nice about me. I think that's actually, as I mentioned. Okay, so Space Quest 6. The biggest thing I hated about it was how much the narrator constantly made fun of Roger. This is even worse. The path describes a sharp curve to the right. The light which you proudly redirected is growing fainter with every step you take. Eventually the path starts to ascend. You've lost your orientation minutes ago. You are starting to breathe heavily. When you are about to give up and turn back, you suddenly see light at the end of the tunnel. You've managed to find a path through the caves, but the worst is yet to come. What do you mean the worst? That little chasm ahead? That's going to be a piece of cake for me. Maybe, but let's see if you can approach that little chasm in the first place. What the hell was that? You must have triggered some transporting mechanism. But I didn't touch anything this time. I didn't even see anything. That's because these secret SRSTs, small range security transporters, work with an invisible mechanism, a magnetic grid on the floor. Well, thank you for all that exposition. I will save and, yeah. You cannot reach the little tree with your hands. Even if you could, you would still not be able to uproot it. Wrong tool. Okay. Once more you take out your fine axe and start to chop that brave little tree. Right at your last blow, your axe gets stuck in the tree and falls into the deep together with its victim. A beautiful red-colored stone is sitting on a ledge halfway down the mountain. Okay, one last time you are taking that long tool out of your pants. You start to angle for the stone below. Dexterous as you are, you manage to retrieve the red stone. However, your victory takes its toll. While pocketing the stone, you drop your cane. Clumsy you! Wait, the lonesome dried-out handle of an axe. What looks like a precious stone turns out to be ordinary iron ore. Huh! Yet another pointless click. No. This must be the control cabinet for the transporter. There's an arrow. It's pointing left. You wonder what this could mean. From here, you must be kidding. For Christ's sakes, how can I avoid triggering this magnetic mechanism while it's invisible? By making it visible. And how do I make it visible? Yeah, figure it out by yourself. You're the hero after all. You already know that the mechanism leaves a magnetic trace. And I would bet that it takes more than the weight of a fly to trigger it. The ore stone feels attracted by the magnetic grid. Having quite some weight, it would be transported back, just like yourself, if you put it there. Since this inventory item has a certain weight, it would only be transported like it happened to you before. It's a beautiful mountain. How do you know that? Because I'm Australian. Because I'm Austrian. I gotta know this kind of stuff, alright? Austrian. These greens have formed the shape of an X. An X marks the spot. Wait, what just happened? Out of curiosity, how far back am I? Okay. You've only just lost Julia and you're already touching yourself? But wait, what's this? But wait, what's this in your pants? A sports magazine? You never know when a sports magazine may come in handy. Shouldn't you better carry along a tech manual or some futuristic user manual? That kind of stuff would have more potential to come in handy. But, okay, Jerry, you can keep your useless magazine. Alright, now let's do all this stuff. Okay, once more, you blah blah blah, killing the tree, boo-hoo. And I lost that. Now! Since this inventory item has a... You page through your sports magazine. A new moon record for the high jump has been set, 23.76 meters. Nice, you wonder if they keep coming down to the surface. That's interesting. There's an article on some weird sports they used to play in some odd countries on Earth in the stupid times. Earth again. Ice stock sport. It's similar to curling, but with a wooden ice stock protected by a Metal hoop. At the beginning of the season, the players used to put their ice stocks in a water basin for one night to make sure that the hoop sat tight. Oh, that's where I'm supposed to learn about how to do the axe thing. Hey guys, how's that randomly clicking my inventory items on stuff working? You want to make fun of that again? Uh. Is the hole the mountains spit you out from after your dark mountaineering odyssey? You decide to try your luck with the cave one more time. You fought hard for your magazine. Now don't mess with it. Read it or leave it. You cannot grind iron ore with wood. You can't do that. I mean, you could, but I won't let you. Does it need to get crushed? How am I going to crush iron ore? I wonder if maybe putting water into the bowl has done the trick. You don't need to add further ingredients. What about the rock? What about the heart-shaped rock? Ingenious as you are, you have managed to reach this ledge. Well, finally, he's not making fun of me all the time. Your ore would get rusty. You could have tried this when you were still at the top of the cliff, but don't worry, I would have prevented you from any reckless steps. Well, yeah, that's because this isn't really a Space Quest game, because, you know, I can't die! Longingly, you looked at the path on the other side of the chasm. If you only could get there... Why not? You place your magazine on the X-shaped greens. You place the ore stone on your magazine on the ground. What next? Believe me, what the ore is needing now is not in your pockets. Leave it there and start with what you've finished. This rock looks very dangerous. Watch out, it might fall. You're not tall enough. All your dubious attempts are either nonsense or too dangerous for your own health. Okay, am I able to... Okay, come on. Really? Stomp on it! Stomp on it! Okay. Well, that is the end of this episode. Thank you, everybody, for dropping by. I don't think there's much more I can add that I haven't already said before. I think that they're trying too hard to replicate the narrator from Space Quest 6. And the narrator that was really good was Space Quest 4. And I know it was the same guy, but if you look at the narration, it just didn't seem quite so... what's the word? It didn't seem quite so malicious. This one, it's like almost trying to, as I said, get on your case for playing the game. Especially for playing the game right. That's the really fun thing, is they're trying to make fun of you for playing the game right. Because if you don't try all this stuff, then you're not playing the Space Quest game the way you're supposed to. But, so far I like the puzzles. I think the graphics are good. I think there's a few things that are kind of like, but... And obviously, you know, I will admit, again, I still don't think these guys have actually played Space Quest. Or if they did, they didn't get it, and they're just trying to do it differently the way they feel Space Quest should have gone. Or something. They didn't like it or something. Because all of a sudden we've got, you know, Earth instead of Xenon. We'd have absolutely no possible deaths whatsoever. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks again, everybody, for dropping by. As always, drop a comment or two. I always love seeing those. Give me your thoughts on what you think so far. Please subscribe and hit the notifications, all that kind of stuff, so you kind of see when I post up new videos. This is a whole series I'm putting up where I'm going to be going through all of the fan-made Space Quest games. So, thanks again, and as always, I hope you all have a great rest of your day.